Yo. Y'all ever notice I do that with my toes at the beginning of every video? Just a Easter egg. Welcome back. Or I'm back. It's been about 2 weeks since I posted something, so. I have been working on, obviously, the channel's child, the Krusty Cuda. And we are finally, after 3 years of riding on 50, it's a 73, it's 2024, 59-year-old factory suspension. I've been riding on factory clapped out. See that ball joint right there? No, you can't really see it. But that ball joint is completely squished. Look at that. Bump stop. The tie rods are new. I replaced those like 2 years ago. But everything else, suspension-wise, original. But, my garage door is still broken from the tornado that rolled through here. So, it's June in Texas. It is close to noon right now, and it's already 90 degrees. So I got my AC right there, my AC right there. So this video, unfortunately, isn't gonna be much of me recording me working because I use my phone and I gotta turn the fan on and I wanna play some music, so I can't do all those at the same time. So I'll try to get some shots in there of me working and putting this together, but this is what it looks like. So I had already torn this side of the suspension off, and I started before the tornado came through, and I needed to get the suspension back on so that I could put the wheels back on it and set it back on the ground. And then I originally was planning on trying to get this door up so I could get the Cuda out and just leave it out there so that I could work on it. But now that I've done this side, and this was an absolute ASS kicking. Not so much because it's complicated, but there isn't any info out there for doing this to a Cuda. This is a kit, so this brace, this lower control arm, that brace is all a one-off made kit from a guy named Hemi Denny at, I think it's HDK Suspension. He mainly does this stuff on A bodies, but of course he makes it for B body and E bodies because there's not too much of a difference in those suspensions. E and B body are practically the same. A body is slightly different. I believe it's something with the lower control arm sticks out further or something. But I got QA1 coilovers with a single adjustable shock. I got SBC upper control arms. I had QA1 lower control arms, but that's where all this kind of went downhill pretty quickly. So you can't use his brace. Let me see. It's not bright enough in here because the garage doors, I can't open the garage door. But actually, you know what? I have it over here. You can't use any. So here's the brace that goes into the hole down. All right. So it goes through the frame right there. You see where that nut is? It goes through right there. And then the lower control arm goes right there. Yeah, so I gotta take these bushings out. But the lower control arm goes right there. That goes through the frame where I just showed you. And then it sandwiches right here. Sandwich those together right there. And this right here as your brace that acts that's, I don't want to say it acts like your torsion bar, but you have your factory torsion bar that runs from the lower control arm all the way back. Well, once you get rid of that, you have nothing supporting the suspension back here, because that your torsion bar was technically, it's Mopar's version of a coil spring. Hold on, my camera seems a little, that's better. Your torsion bar is Mopar's version of your coil spring, so obviously you get rid of your coil spring, you're losing a lot of bracing and whatnot for the suspension. So this brace and everything, this makes up for that, so that it ties it into the frame and supports it. These are 450-pound springs. These control arms I highly suggest for anybody that does not want to deal with caster and camber bolts, because all you do is give a little twisty here and there, and it adjusts this stuff, so the wheel sits straight. So what ended up happening was I had those QA1 lower control arms. I started mocking all this stuff up, and of course that this brace will not work with any type of, so I'm lucky I still have this one here. It will not work with any factory style lower control arm. Basically what I'm saying is, if you get this kit, make sure to get his lower control arms. It took me 3 weeks to get the lower control arms because he has to do the measurements and get it sent out to be made. So of course, it's not like, it's not QA1, so it's not right there on the shelf. But so here's the brace. Remember, lower control arm goes there. Well, factory lower control arms, this is where the torsion bar goes in. So there's nowhere for this to go in, because obviously that doesn't fit with that. And I didn't learn that until I got everything except for these lower control arms and started mocking it up. And so that delayed this quite some time. But I didn't record doing this side because I was like, okay, I just need to get this side put together, and I didn't know what I was doing. He sent me instructions via email, but there's no pictures. And if you know anything about this guy, I'm a little acoustic, so I need pictures. And I had no idea what was going on, so I was Googling whatever I could. I was looking at pictures of this setup on A-bodies, just trying to see how this whole rear brace connected with the lower control arm brace and blah, blah, blah. And long story short, I definitely could have done this brace better. So you see that gap there? We'll see how long, we'll see if that works. So obviously I want that gap to be, flush up against the frame. The only slight issue is the frame isn't 100% flat. See how it curves? So it might have ended up that way anyways, but the biggest thing is this kit would have been, well, I'll just say putting that rear brace on would have been 100 times easier with no engine in the car, because you got to drill holes on this side and that side. So I was like, oh, let me, I tried to plan ahead, and I was like, well, let me get some long drill bits. That way I can just drill one hole simultaneously all the way through the frame. Well, of course, that did not go as planned. I'm sitting there, I'm drilling, but of course it's not going straight. It's going straight, and then it's curving down. So this hole isn't straight all the way through. It kind of angles down. This one too. So I kind of had to do a little bit of funky stuff on the other side to get these bolts to go through on that end. And I was considering maybe throwing some tack welds around, because I don't want to fully weld this in case I ever put a whole different K-member in this, but maybe doing some tack welds in the meantime, just in all these open spots, maybe some right here, and then around, and then the same on the other side. But as of right now, we're gonna run with it and see what it does. Everything is 100% tight except for the strut rod. I personally, next time, or to anybody that might be looking at doing this, I would just keep the factory style strut rod. There's really, I don't see the importance of the adjustable one, especially for a car that's just daily driven. It's not raced on autocross or anything, but I'm looking forward to not going through a set of front tires every 6 months. That'll be nice. Which we also have something else coming for the Cuda. So this video for me is probably going to take about a week and a half, but for y'all, all in one video, of course. So I need to get this side on. Well, I'm going to take this side apart and just do to that side what I did to this side. I still have to put the coilover together. I might do that off camera because I have to compress it, and you're probably not gonna like how I do that. Yeah, so let's get to tearing this down and hopefully get this on a lot faster. That side took me 3 hours. It took me 3 hours, and it was already completely, all the old stuff was already gone. It took me 3 hours just to do this, the coilover setup part, the bracing and all that. It didn't come with these holes drilled, which would have been nice, because these, it sandwiches up against this piece, so these bolts got to go through here too. So I got to mock all of it up, draw my little circles, drill. But I'm hoping that since I've already done it on that side and got my butt kicked on that side, that now this side is going to be much quicker and easier, but I'm sure I'm going to deal with something stupid. So I'd like to get done before midnight, so let's just get to that. All right, so We got the old suspension off. We have my arch nemesis torsion bar is gone. And let me show you where that nasty, horrible exhaust leak is. That's making the Cuda run horribly. Oh, wait, I might have to lay down. Oh, my back. Oh, my back. Oh. So, look at, oh yeah. Well, hold on. Can you see? No, you can't see. I don't have a flashlight right here. I don't know. Yeah. I assume that's right there. So, what I need to do, well, what I'm gonna do is get out the sizzle stick. So, right here, oh, you can kind of see it there. And you can see where all the black exhaust is right there. But right here, of course you can't see it really well. It's because I can't open my garage door. But I need to... all right there. And that should take care of the exhaust leak. Next, after the coilover stuff, I'm going to figure out a whole new exhaust system setup. I would like to run long tubes, and I have an idea of long tubes, but I'd be very surprised if I got any long tubes to fit decent enough. Oh yeah, see, look, I wrapped the smoke show out of that, and then, oh, you can't see it right there either. So I have the starter wires and the crank sensor wires. They're right there with a spark plug heat shield thing wrapped around them, and then I just wrapped this like 10 times so that I wouldn't burn up those wires. But that's another reason why I need to do a different set of headers. I'm thinking I might be able to do a set of my back. I'm thinking I might be able to throw in, well, I say throw in, take the tickle stick to some maybe first gen F body LS swap headers. I'm thinking I might be able to get away with that. The biggest issue, of course, is going to be right here, but we're not there yet, so no point in making this video any longer talking about it. So time to put in, so we're going to throw in the top hoop, and this hoop bolts right in through the factory shock mount, just like that, just like you saw on the other side. Oh, okay, good. I thought I ran that through the frame right there. Ooh, that's gonna be, no, it's gonna go somewhere right here, I think. Let's see. Oh, no, it goes that way. This is gonna go like this. The issue, oh man. Yeah, I'm not gonna have, so I'm gonna have to use the long drill bits again, because on this side I really don't have any room to drill on this side. But the issue is I might have to drop the starter. I think I'm gonna have to do that either way. That's good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to drop the starter. Yeah. We'll see. Cause I need, so you drill the holes out so that the bolt will fit through, but then you got to drill it out a little bit bigger so the tube fits through, which of course doing that on this side is simple. I might be able to get our little Craftsman drill in there and just kind of waller it out a little bit, but on this one I'm going to do my absolute best to make sure that the bottom sits flush up against the frame rail, and it squishes the frame rail right there in those corners. It squishes that together, where I did not do that on that side. And it's actually bugging me because y'all know that if it works, it's right. That's my motto here. But this stuff is so nice, and I've never spent money like this on anything car related, that I'm actually kind of upset with myself a lot that I did not get this bracket in 100% the correct way. Also because I don't want to have to take this all apart again. So I'm going to turn my fan back on, turn the music back on, and then I'm going to start mocking this stuff up and drilling holes, and I'll bring y'all back when I actually finally start to bolt it in, because I still have to gotta mock it up, drill holes through this, so we can throw the bolts through there. Gotta drill the holes in the frame and whatnot, get it all mounted up. I still gotta put my coilover shock together, but we're 50% of the way there. Oh, and then I got new brakes, so I gotta take the brakes off that on the spindle and blah blah blah, do all that. So I'll bring y'all back in a little bit. All right, 3 million years later, we are in there. So bolting on, loosey goosey, just in there. Oh, I gotta tighten those. But next I gotta do, why is my camera all funky? That's better. Next, I have to have a lot of fun in here. It's nice and toasty. It's probably about 98 right now. Yeah, something like that. But next, have to put the shock together. So let's do that. Throw that in there. Tighten up the upper hoop bolts. The upper hoop. There's only one hoop. Those two bolts for the upper hoop. And then throw the coilover in, and then do the brake real quick, and then coilover is complete-ish. I gotta adjust the wheel, all this stuff, so the wheel sits flush on the ground. But doing this, I'll be able to go get the wheels and set it back on the ground. Oh, I gotta put the upper control arm in. And then I can force the garage open, move this out, and then I can do part 2, which I'm gonna make this part 1 so that this video isn't 8 hours long, but this part will finish the coilovers to an extent. There'll still be more in part 2, but I got other things I'm doing in part 2. So I'm just gonna make it a part 2 video. So this will be part 1. But then we get this coilover done, control arm on, and then we'll do the brakes. right. Brakes. Let's get the old stuff off. Pretty simple. Big bearing goes all the way at the back of the spindle. It'll fit just like that. You got one bearing, you got two bearings. So you got the big bearing, and then we got baby bearing, and that goes there. So it'll look like this with the drum on it, or with the disc brakes on it. Come. God. So that'll seat down like that. Disc goes on, and then this aligns it, and it spins there. That one spins there. You got your key, goes there. You got your nut, goes. Don't cross thread it. That wouldn't be good. Goes like that, and then bam, like that, and that's that with the cotter pin at the very end. And it's that simple to do disc brakes on an old car. Nearly every old car is the same exact thing. It is hot in here. You can hear the cicadas outside. It is toasty. You use high temp grease, and don't be shy. Put it everywhere on this spindle. Absolutely everywhere. Just get in there and bam, just lather her up. Like your mom on Friday night. Just make her all nice and moist. Talking about this. Oh, just put it everywhere. And then all in your bearing. And just pack your bearing. Just pack it. Get it all nasty. Get it everywhere. Pack it. Pretty simple. It's very messy though. Most people would do this with gloves. I don't know if you could tell by now, but I am definitely not most people. Let's pack it there. Pack it there. Packing it means getting grease into the, see that crevice all the way around that ring? Pack it into there. Good enough. Disc. Oh, let's throw some in there too. Almost forgot. Throw it all in here too, where it'll be riding on this bearing. Now, one thing you're not going to see me do that you will do is you will put a seal, outer wheel seal on this. I do not have one, as I forgot to get one. And I realized when I took the old brake off, I didn't put one on then either. That was 3 years ago. So we're just gonna let it ride because it worked perfectly fine. Oh, okay, that's too much. Straight to the trash. I'm also worried that this disc is for the Camaro because I got disc brakes at the same time for the Cuda and the Camaro, and both of them were sitting up here, and I matched this one to the old one, and it looked like it worked, and I measured it, and it said 5 by 4.5 bolt pattern. So I guess we'll find out. What's going on? Oh, come on. Oops. Slight miscalculation. That's all. It's fine. It is a-okay. Redo. Okay, let's try that again. That's better. Now, let's pack the small one. It is toasty in here. Wonder what it's like to have a garage door. That would be nice. Garage door would be very nice right now. And some air. But, oh, key. Almost forgot the key. Nut. Come on. I'm definitely going to strip you. Come on. I can't, oh, this grease on my fingers, I can't go. Really? Why? Every time I turn, everything's fine until I turn on the camera. Every time. I don't know if it's me, if I'm camera shy. See, there we go. Now, there's 8 trillion different ways. Internet mechanics will tell you how to tighten this. I'm going to do it. Hold on, stay. Oh, hold on. Be right back. Gotta grab a Mexican wrench. All right. So we're going to tighten it. So what you'll see told in general is you tighten it like that. And then back it off a quarter of a turn, half a turn, and make sure it spins nice and free, just like that. And then this little cap dealy, no clue what it's actually called. And then pin with dog hair. How did I do this? So I think that was an issue with I don't think I grabbed the right cotter pin. So I want a short one because the dust cap goes over this, and if it's too long, you'll have that issue. So this was the one I had on it. I can tell by the way it looks. Throw a little grease in this bad boy. And I remember this last time I did brakes on this. Oh, dang, this went on way easier than last time. as expected. Good enough. I'll replace them anyways because I had to get these for a Ford because I couldn't get any Mopar ones way back at the time when I did the brakes 2 years ago. Yeah, it's good enough. Give it. Still. Alright, let's go. Oh, I have to drill this out too, but you'll see me. You'll see me put it on. No, you'll see me after I put it on because I don't. The camera stuff is slowing me down. We are completed. It's hot. It's toasty in here. Junk. But we are in there like swimwear. So all I have left now, oh, I'm gonna zip tie, oh, we're dark. Zip tie that up because it's not gonna go back through there like it did just because that stuff's in the way. But it's actually kind of more better because it gives me more length this way. So when the wheel's all the way clocked, it's not stretching that out, which I have no idea if it did it before, but definitely not gonna do it now. But now all that's left is I have to adjust the, why is it so dark? Jeez. Let me get down here, see if that helps. That's better. No, you're darkening back up. Stay light. I just got to adjust the strut rod. Of course, my height, I just pre-adjusted it. Just kind of guessing where it might be. Oh, wait, no, I'm trying to adjust the knob. I'll do that in a minute. And then adjust my innie outie with the now adjustable control arms. Before it was you had to adjust the camber bolts. Absolute pain. You saw me just do the exhaust. And of course, I had to really booger weld it because I actually burned a hole through the pipe. So I had to booger weld over that. I started it up, but I couldn't tell if it fixed because I can't hear anything over the exhaust with the garage door closed and in here. But no more torsion bar. So now I can do exhaust. I can do a different exhaust setup. I can stop losing exhaust systems and having horrible exhaust leaks. But that is that. The Cuda is beyond ready to be back on the road. I've actually missed it. So it's kind of what I mean by just keep it simple, just the right, whatever works is right. Just throw it together, drive it, enjoy it, and then build it as you go. It's exactly what I'm doing. I've been daily driving this for over 2.5 years now, and now I'm building it more as I go. So this is part 1. Part 2, we got some other things coming. I have to go get the wheels off the Monte Carlo, but I really need a garage door. But I'm gonna have to just figure that out. But appreciate you watching. Next video, probably be a week or 2. So in the meantime, go buy a sticker. Working on shirts. Let me know what you think I should put on a shirt. We got, what was it? LS swaps and flip-flops. Or if it works, it's right. I'm just saying. But appreciate y'all watching. See y'all next time.